everyone, welcome to the February Virtual Stamp Club. Now we'll get better with our filming as we get a system set up for the tripod, but in the meantime we'll make do with what we've got for this month. So if you want to come in here, this month I thought we would do an altered paint can, and we're using this stamp set called Bloomin' Love and the coordinating dies, which I'll show you shortly. They are a bundle, so if you buy them together, you get them for a discounted price. Now, I just want to say, too, that you can alter any tin. It does not have to be a paint tin. You can get paint tins from the paint shop or just use like a coffee tin or a baby formula tin, anything you've got. So what I'm showing you is the concept, but even if you don't have this exact tin, hopefully you can take something from the project. So first thing we do is, if you've got handles, most of the time they can be removed. That just makes it easier while you're working. Then you're going to put some tape. We have now the tear and tape adhesive, which replaced the sticky strip. And I just put that around the top and then one around the bottom. And this one I've already kind of pre-done some of it, just so that you didn't watch me do stuff that was fairly obvious. Now I am using the Bloomin' Love Designer Series paper stack. So you can see they are 6 by 6 size. So what I did was I cut them into 2-inch strips and then just use those strips and piece them around the top and the bottom. It doesn't matter that the middle is missing because we're going to cover that up. So I did have to piece them together. The only thing you want to be aware of is the front of your tin, which those are your 2 holes for your handle. So the front, you just don't want to have a seam right where it's really obvious. So kind of put the seams to the side. I also did some very light inking around the edges. Again, this middle piece will be covered, so you don't really need to ink here. I've just got notes, so I'm just checking those. Now I have gone ahead and put eyelets in to where these holes are. Now Stampin' Up! Used to sell these, and I just happen to have 4 of them left. They are around. Unfortunately, they're not one of our products at the moment, but hopefully they will be. I just felt that finished off the hole, and it is a nice reinforcement. Okay, sorry. When you're on to doing your last piece of paper onto the tin, you'll want to actually put some tape on the sides as well, because you can see there's only just a few inches of tape actually exposed. So if I didn't put extra tape on there, it would be loose. I'm sure you would work that out, but it is nice to just say these things as a reminder. I can get the tape off. All right. And then just place them slowly down. Okay, so there you go. Now I've also put little ribbons onto the handle, and then that will just get slotted back into the holes like so. Okay, now to work on the middle section, I have used our corrugated paper. You'll see on this one I've used the crumb cake color, and on this second one I'm going to use the white, just so you can see the difference. In the packs, when you buy these, they come with both colors in the pack. I have put strips of the Blushing Bride onto each piece, top and bottom. So again, what I'll do is I'm going to put the front piece on first, which will be the longer piece, and then this short little piece to make up the length I'll put across the back. So basically what I'll do is have the front facing towards me. Excuse my head. And just place that where you want it. Now the trick is to just go very slowly so it doesn't end up going completely uneven, and hopefully it didn't. And then this piece, oh my goodness, that was just really lucky actually. I was kind of eyeballing it and cut it a smidgen longer than I thought it needed to be, and that was probably a good thing. Okay, so then, now this corrugated paper is quite thick, and so I didn't think it would be ideal to overlap them, so I've cut them so they can just butt up together. Oops. Okay, now this tape is very sticky, so once you've kind of put it down, it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's not perfect, but that's at the back, so it's okay. All right, then I'm going to use ribbon, and you might be wondering where this gorgeous satin ribbon is coming from. This is from the new Artisan kit. It comes with little paper clips, pearls, this ribbon, some wooden hearts, sequins, and some sparkly adhesive dots. And so that, of course, coordinates with this whole set as well. Now, I've put a little bit of adhesive on the ribbon, and that's going to go at the back. And you'll see why in just a minute. It's just going to make it much easier to tie the bow. Okay, so again, I'm just going to have the front towards me. Actually, I'll put the back towards me. And then just place this where I want it. I'm going to put it in the middle, but you, of course, don't have to center these things. You can put them wherever you want. And then I'm going to put the bow about in the middle of the tin so that the heart is slightly off-centered. That's just my preference, but of course you can do it how you prefer. Now, I'm no real expert at bows, so I just kind of fiddle with it till I'm happy with it. Okay. Pretty okay, and then just trim those how you want them. All right, now before we do the heart, I'm going to go ahead and do the lid. Now this is done using the, I know mine are all a big mess. We're going to use these on the second project as well, but I found these dies to be just invaluable. So I think it was this one that I had. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut a piece of the printed paper out of the circle, which I've already done. Now these prints, they're all pretty busy. I wanted to bring a little more color into it, so we're going to use that. The reason why I'm using this tape too, I didn't actually try it, but I'm pretty sure that glue won't work really well on metal. The tape is just more of a sure thing. Okay, so I'll just put that on. And then I did another strip of the corrugated cardboard, and you might be wondering how I got it shaped perfectly to fit on that circle. And all I did was take a strip of it and just ran it through the Big Shot using the die as well, and that just creates that exact shape along the edges, so it will fit. Okay, then I'm going to use one of these lovely paper clips from the Artisan kit, and we'll put that in like so. Actually, I think it looks cute to have it all the way down. You can just kind of angle it so it's not hanging off, or however you like. And then to create the little banner shape, I didn't want to do white on white, so I thought I would stamp on the Blushing Bride color. And we'll be using this banner stamp, and I'll just do Friend, because these tins, I've done them up quite girly, so I can't imagine giving them to my husband. Although I could put Love You and give it to one of my daughters. But for this demonstration, I'll do Friend. So we'll ink up the banner stamp onto the Blushing Bride. And then in the rose red, I've got the Friend. And with the photopolymer, they're very easy to line up. Then I will die cut this out using this very cool banner die, and this one is actually in the die set that has the numbers, yes. And so you get a whole lot of numbers and a few little images, and this is one of the little images, and it fits quite a few of the new stamp set images. So I've already cut one out just for speed. And this one, you want to put it up on dimensionals, but to avoid where that paper clip is. So I'm just going to put, I think, one on either end is probably pretty safe. Okay. About like that. And then here you can use glue. And then we'll just place that. Let's see. Now the lid can move, so don't worry if it's not totally centered to the front, because you can just move the lid. All right, we'll just glue that down flat. And that white strip just kind of breaks up some of that busyness as well. Okay, now then the last thing, or close to the last thing, is to do the heart. So this heart, excuse me, it's a very detailed die, and I've run that through the Big Shot using the precision plate and then another one of the clear plates on top. So we'll pull that out. Now one of the new tools in the catalog is this die brush, because you see how sometimes these detailed dies, they have a lot of pieces and they get embedded into the die as well. So this little brush has quite firm bristles on it, and you just run it over, and you don't need to push. You just run it over quite a bit, and you'll see that it will start to let go and the bits start coming out. And there you go. The bits are then there. There might be a few that you need to pop out, but it's also released from the die. So it's a very, actually that's it. That's pretty good. Very, very good tool. Very worthwhile having that one. Now also that comes with the heart die is two little flower dies, and of course they match up with the flowers that are here on the heart. So I have pre-done one. I've die cut out some of the little flowers and added some rhinestones. I've also taken the white ink pad. I know it's a black case, but it is a white ink pad. And I've just taken it direct to the heart and just brushed some white along the edges. I just like that look on the darker colors to give it a little bit of softness. All right, then from here, we're just going to adhere it onto our tin, and I think it looks best if it's up on dimensionals. That takes, actually, it might not be too bad. What I did on the sample one that I had already done was cut up little pieces and put them behind, but maybe if we just go for the flowers, it will work. So just put them behind those the more solid bits. You may need to add like a little tiny piece here, just because you're going around a curve. Oops. Okay, they're all off. Okay. Okay. All right, then from there, it is, the last thing is I just added, you can use either the sparkly enamel dots or some of the sequins, and you can see I just added a few sequins into the actual flower and then a few around the outside. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and hopefully you can find a tin that you can dress up and make new again.